The current punishment levels for those found guilty of stealing a pet are simply too soft, and I want to thank my colleague who predominantly is responsible for the bill, but I'm very proud to support it. And last night I posted some information on Facebook about the bill, and early this morning I received an email from a constituent which said the following: I'm one of your Wexford constituents, and I run a group on Facebook, Missing Stolen Animals Ireland, which I set up in 2020 at the height of pet theft during lockdowns. Over the past 2 years, I witnessed the pain and loss dog owners have gone through, the frustration of these thieves not being caught or punished. Dogs stolen in 2020 that are still missing from their families now. I have just over 10,000 members from every corner of Ireland, animal lovers who are 100% behind a change in legislation. I'm doing some research, and in that, the Ain 2 pet theft bill, which passed at the first stage of the Dáil on the 27th of January 2021, I have also been in contact with Ain 2's Emer Tobin. I was happy to read your post and see that you will bring the bill to the floor alongside your colleague Padder. When I look back on the number of dogs of which were shared on Facebook in my group specifically, I recorded 91 dogs missing or stolen from the 1st of January 2022 to the 5th of July 2022. I also added up the number of missing or stolen from the 6th of July to the 16th of October. There were 84. Therefore, the total from the 1st of January in 2022 to the 16th of October this year, at least 175 dogs are missing or stolen in Ireland. There may be more not shared on social media, and this would bump up the total figure for 2022 even more. I cannot emphasise enough the impact that this is having on families across Ireland. The not knowing that their much-loved family member vanished without a trace and feeling let down by the system who won't help them. The explanatory memorandum for this bill highlights the purpose of the bill is to provide for a mandatory minimum sentence for theft and certain related offences concerning our pets. Section 1 provides for the short title of the bill and its commencement. Section 2 introduces a new section into the Criminal Justice Theft and Fraud Offences Act 2001. The new section provides for a mandatory minimum sentence for adults who commit theft of certain related offences concerning pets and defines the term pet for the purposes of the section. The bill itself says where the following: 1. Where A person is guilty of theft, burglary, aggravated burglary, robbery or handling stolen property, and B, that offence 1 relates to property which is or includes a pet, and 2 was committed after the person had attained the age of 18 years. The sentence imposed on that person on conviction shall not be less than 10 months imprisonment. 2. The operation of the period of 10 months imprisonment specified in Section 1 shall not be suspended in whole or in part by the sentencing court. This section applies to a person in respect of an offence referred to in subsection 1 only if that offence is committed after the coming into operation of the Criminal Justice Theft and Fraud Offences Amendment Pets Act 2020. In Section 4, farm animal has the same meaning as it has in the Animal Health and Welfare Act of 2013. Pets means A, a dog, B, cat, or C, any animal that other than a farm animal kept or intended to be kept for companionship. Section 1 provides for the 10-month prison sentence as a minimum. We need tougher sentences across the board for a variety of serious crimes which our justice system treats too leniently at this point. This bill at least toughens the sentence for the crime of pet theft. And Section 2 prevents a court from turning that 10-month sentence into a suspended sentence. Suspending sentences trivialises serious crimes. It makes mockery of justice and is akin to little more than a slap on the wrist. Section 4 defines what is meant by a pet as opposed to a farm animal and makes an important distinction between the two. I hope as we heard already, all of the deputies, I believe the government are accepting the bill, of which I'm very grateful, and I think, Chair, you'll appreciate pets are like family members to many, many people. And my statistics earlier today, when I spoke about the dog warden for Wexford, there are 55,000 homes in Wexford, and our current statistics would tell us that 49% of homes have a pet, be it a dog or a cat, mostly dogs. That would mean that there are over 27,000 households in Wexford alone that have dogs, and I think we have to safeguard them. Many, many people, they're their only family members, and we know that they're companions. So I think, just like my colleague, I don't like mandatory sentencing as a mechanism, but all too often the leniency is not the deterrent that we should have in the system to ensure that these things don't happen. I mean, ultimately, if one of our children goes missing or are kidnapped, there's a hefty fine and sentence, not a fine, but a sentence for that type of offence. And I think it needs to be the same here, because that's what that means, the same. It means as much to people that if their pet is stolen and not returned. I had one woman in north of the county last year in her early 60s whose dog had been stolen, and 6 months after that event, her dog hadn't been returned, her dog hadn't been found, and nobody had been prosecuted. She sold her house and she moved. Such was her grief, and she was inconsolable, and it didn't matter. She didn't want another dog. It wasn't like that it was just a dog. It was like her child, and her grief was just inconsolable. And some people just don't get that, and I understand that. But for those who do, and those who have pets that they regard as family members, I think it is up to us to make it, something that you will think twice before you will do it. It's not just for money, and it shouldn't be just about money. So I thank the Minister and the Government for taking it on board and look forward to engaging. Thank you.